process, whatever SSH process available here, all the things will be shown under this way. And if I want to kill any kind of process, for example, I just want to kill this the process SSD, whatever is utilizing root, and I use this 1430. The PID is 1430 for this one. Kill -9. Sorry, 9. And provide the process ID, then it will kill the process. Now we won't see that the process information now. So this is the way you can kill any kind of process using the process ID. The top, this is also the one more useful command. Just provide the top command. Then you can see the entire information, like how much uptime is there for this entire machine. It's like from last 52 minutes. So this process is this machine is up and running, and currently 2 users are there, logged in users. So that because I used to log in this machine using the Ubuntu user. After that I moved into root command, like root user. That is the reason you can see the 2 users are there. On the load average, this is current load average, and 3 numbers are showing. This is last the 10 minutes load average. This is last 15 minutes load average. In this way it will show the 3 numbers here, and the total number of tasks. Out of the 102 total tasks, only the 1 task is running, that is the top command. Some remaining tasks are in a sleeping mode. And if there is any stopped process, you can see that stopped process, and there is a zombie process. A zombie process in the sense, if the parent process, each and every process will have one parent process. So sometimes what happened, parent process already died, but still some of the child processes are still running. But there is no use of running child process. So maybe due to some issues, still some the child process are still running. So without the parent, those child process are still looking for where exactly my parent process is there. So at the time, all those process information will come in a zombie here. So you can see some number here if there is any the zombie process here. And the CPU utilization, how exactly CPU is utilizing currently, you can see 100% ideal. It's not exactly utilizing. We are not running any kind of application in this machine. That is the reason you can see 100% ideal here. And the memory information in the kilobytes. The total number of memory out of that in the kilobytes, KBs. So we have 3 options: KBs, MBs, and the GBs. So 1024 into KBs will be 1 MB. So 1024 into 1 MB equal to 1 GB. That is the equation to calculate. And this is the used space, and this is the free space. And some space is moved into buffer. Some of the applications may move the cache sheet and buffer. In the same way, the swap is also utilizing, like everything is moved into cache sheet memory in the swap space. Because these AWS instances are not creating any swap space here, but by default, whenever you creating any kind of machine, it's going to take swap space as well. And the next thing would be all this process on the flight is displaying. So you can see that numbers are changing frequently here, because it is taking the numbers from the backend process on the flight, and it will display here. So you can get the real-time information. So PS- is going to get the information at the time whenever you run the command. But here it will display the numbers on the fly, what exactly the process is taking information, PID, and from which user it is running, and the remaining the memory information, and the CPU percentage and memory percentage, how much the CPU it is utilizing, how much memory percentage it is utilizing here, and finally how long it is running, and what command it is running. And you want to sort out the CPU utilization point of view, the shift plus P. So just come out this one. It's the wrong button I pressed. So if you press the shift plus P, it will display in a sorted way CPU, because currently it is not utilizing any CPU, so everything will show you 0. The shift plus M will sort out in the memory utilization way. So whichever processes are utilizing more memory here, so those will show in a in a sorted way. Like you can see that is already sorted way. If some process is utilizing more memory space and you are out of free space in your machine, at the time you can come here using top command and sort out in this way, then you can identify which process or which command it is utilizing here, and you can troubleshoot. You may require to reboot the process, like restart the process to clear out existing memory utilization. Depends upon your requirement. You can troubleshoot those issues. Like you need to take the approval before restarting any kind of the process, because you are working on a production machine. So once that is approved, then you can restart the process. Then automatically memory utilization will be come down. For example, if this memory, some of the command like Apache process is utilizing the 90% of memory out of whatever you have, and you want to refresh this process, just restart the Apache service, and automatically the memory utilization will come down, and your free memory will be increased at the time. And automatically the next application will take the memory space from the whatever free is available. So in this way, you can troubleshoot using top command. Just press Q, then it will come out from this command. The next thing would be the no hub of the command space ampersand. Sometimes what required, you need to, whatever command you are running, so it is going to create some kind of process, and that is not coming to command prompt again. Once you run that command, you are not seeing any kind of command prompt after running this process. It is going to run in the foreground of that the terminal. So you want to move the type of process, the type of command running in the background. What you can do that, use the no hub command and the space, so provide that command name, and at the end, so provide the ampersand symbol, so that automatically the process will be started in the background and you will get the command prompt. So immediately the process will be started. Sometimes you may require to run some command of the process in a manual way, and if you are running the type of commands, the screen will be halted. It's like you are not going to get the command prompt again. If you press Ctrl C, you will get the command prompt, but in the same time the process will be killed. So you don't want to do that. The process will be running up and running in the background, but still you want to get the command prompt at the time. So instead of directly using that command, starting of the command, use the no hub. At the end of the command, provide the ampersand symbol, and automatically the specific command will be moved into the background. Then the process will be started, and it's up and running. Then you will get the command prompt again. And the next thing would be the current home directory. So this is the representation of current user home directory, whichever you are here. So for example, you are already moved into /etc, and you want to come out to your home directory. You can press this symbol. So that is available before the escape button. You need to press with the shift plus key and provide the symbol. Then they will come back to the home directory. So even with the CD also, it's going to come back. It doesn't matter. Just press CD, then it will come to your home directory. And if config, we already see that using if config command, you can get the entire information, like how many interfaces are available. Currently we have only one interface, and that is representing ETH0, and for this ETH0, this is the IP address is provided, and LO is the loopback adapter. Each and every machine will have one loopback adapter. We should not delete this loopback adapter. And out of this one, if we have any more interfaces, it will show here, like in the ETH0, next interface will move over to ETH1 kind of thing. So you can get all this information using if config command. The next thing would be IW config, configure wireless network interface. If you have any wireless network interface using IW config, most of the times you are not going to use that IW config, just for knowledge purpose I showed you. So these are the things we are going to manage. Next thing, there are a couple of commands available, so we can see these commands in tomorrow's session. I think you are able to get the information whatever you learned today. So do you have any more doubts? So if not, we can close the session, and we can continue from the tomorrow. Okay guys, bye for today. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Naga.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye guys.
Bye.